OBS is telling me we're online. So, as always, I'm just waiting of your very first feedback, telling me that you can see me, telling me that you can hear me, and then I suggest we start. Okay, I can see me, and maybe a little disclaimer from the beginning. Some of you might have seen the trailer for this stream. Unfortunately, out there we do have by now half a meter of snow. This means the electrical power can go off any second, and this means the same that the internet connection might go off from 1 second to the other. So let's hope that everything will be fine. Let's hope that we will have power, we will have energy, we will have fun as every Saturday, and then I suggest we just start this. Hi Ron, cool. Okay, I have the first message in the chat. This means the stream is working. This is good, and I will have my coffee. It's so funny. It's so funny because the more I say, okay, I have enough libraries, I do not need any more new libraries, I know everything. It's like a curse. The more cool libraries I get in touch with, I thought, with Hunger 4, I have this patch in Jaeger, or even with all the vocal libraries from Bellady Media, there would have been nothing that... oh, Ricky, hi, nice to see you. There would have been nothing that could excite me again, that really could surprise me. And then, Fabio, hi. And no, it's not the Jack Daniels. No, he knows what I'm talking about. I've been out in the snow this morning in the t-shirt, and so back to the libraries, and then you hear something like Atlantis. You hear something coming like Atlantis. It's part of the Ethera Gold collection. Who doesn't know this? It's a super library, if you want, like super groups, super groups where you have many famous members in one band. It's the same. Hi Donald, wow, nice to see you. Yes, a lot of snow out there. And in the Ethera Gold collection, it started with Ethera Gold 2.5, where you have the wonderful voice of Clara Sorace. Who doesn't know her, check out her YouTube channel. Wonderful singer, Assassin's Creed, Ages of Empire, Cavalluna, and various cinematic projects. She lent her voice. Kev, how it looks like the band of brothers is online even this afternoon. I'm so happy. There was even there is a lot of sound design even in Ethera Gold 2.5. So maybe it's the mother of this whole series. And then Stefano Maccarelli, who is the producer, he just went on. He had then a Desert Voices add-on, which is always a library by itself, but the voice of Clara is so versatile that she can easily sing in various styles. And this is even what I love so much about it. Maybe some of you have already seen my first impression video. Nothing against Merete Soltvedt from Two Steps from Hell, which is the voice of Audio Imperia. But her voice is not that versatile, in my opinion, as the voice of Clara is. It's incredible in how many styles she can sing. So there's the desert voices, then there was the intimate voices, and then Atlantis was announced, which goes a little bit in the fantasy, the mystic, the Celtic vibe. And I was just stunned by the very first demos that I heard. I had the big chance that I got in contact then with Stefano, the producer. We exchanged some messages. He handed out the library to me to test it, to test drive it, and even Bokononisti. So yeah, what should I do? Should I pull on the hat then in this case? No, if we have the flying whales with us, the Dragon Slayers. And what I was talking about, yeah, about Stefano, to test drive it, and it was just like, what? You put your finger on the keyboard and you hear a voice. Let's just do this. I get into one patch here, Ethera Atlantis. What do we hear for the true legato? Which is on the wrong. Okay, A. There is reverb on it, to be honest, but there is no external reverb, so there is no black hole or other magic sauce on it. That's just the library itself. There's a wonderful FX rack with a compressor, modulator, EQ. I can switch off the reverb. So we have the dry sound. That's as human as it can get. Maybe you noticed something. Watch. As there is only so much air in the lungs, sooner or later a solo vocalist is out of breath. And Stefano did an amazing job here, really recording, the voice as it is. So there is no looping or other stuff going on. So that was the first. Can you use a dry signal? Yeah, this is exactly what I did. Yeah, okay, Donald. Cool. And another thing that stunned me from the beginning, really from the beginning, every single note and every single legato was sampled at least twice, and you choose between one and the other sample or between one and the other legato by velocity. So if I go soft, you get one interpretation and one legato line. If I press harder, so I go above 78 of velocity, you heard there was way less vibrato. It came only at the end, and even the legato transition itself is different. In the I patch, you can hear it really good. Let me find it. Here it is. That's the soft one, and now the hard one. I think you really hear the difference between those two legato interpretations. And this is why, in my opinion, this library sets the bar here. Where the technical level at the moment is here, in my humble opinion, actually now we are here. For this tiny little detail, which is only one detail of all the stuff that we will talk about, let me read a little bit in the chat, because that's the cool thing about the streams, we can interact. One of our voices, real singer in the room. Exactly, the real singer in the room. That's it, because you play in, like I did for my demo song. This is an old song of mine, which is called After the Battle. On my channel you find the original orchestral version. So you make here your legato lines, and as you know, if you work with legato patches, you need the overlap. But if you don't like then the legato, how it goes from one note to the other, you just change velocity. If you don't like the sound of that note, you just change velocity. And another cool fact about this library, you might realize how euphoric I am. Stefano included, and Clara sang it, obviously, so we can only imagine how many weeks they must have been in the studio. A fast and a slow legato, and he gives you the precise pre-delay that you need to put on in your DAW. It's or minus 150 milliseconds or minus 250 milliseconds, and you don't have to remember it. I mean, even Jaeger or nearly all the Audio Imperial libraries, they have the minus 125 milliseconds, but you have to remember it. It's written on the interface. It's written there, and you choose between the long or the slow legato, depending if you have a faster line sung or a slower line. I mean, and again, the hard one. I think you hear it on the I. On the I you hear it most. The hard one. There's this. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And I mean, you know, this instrument, which is instrument number 2, the Atlantis True Legato, is what Hunger 4 is at the end, if you will. But it already beats it by, you know, the 2 samples that can be triggered for the same note. For the articulations itself, you have A. You have U. You have a soft A. You get the I, the E. And then you even get some phonemes. So you see this, and there's a second one. Cristiano, che piacere vederti, grazie che sei venuto. You see the another cool detail. It's legato. Okay, obviously it's legato. But maybe you need a second singer and you don't want to take a second track because maybe you don't even need legato for a background vocal. You switch off the legato. Okay, so this instrument alone would be worth the price. This library is actually in sale because it came out only this night. It's $50, €50, something like this. You know, the product that we're talking about the whole time, the Hunger 4, is $200. So it's the fourth of the price. So this alone would be a bargain. Okay, it's a full Kontakt library. It doesn't come in the Kontakt player version, but for the amount of money you save, you easily get Kontakt if Native Instruments has one of their sales, or you get the complete bundle or something like this. But this is only one of 6 instruments. So in this vocal library, this is only one of the 6 instruments that there are. And I'm quite sure we will noodle with all of them. So I go to the first instrument now, which is the romantic True Legato. So this one is even a little softer. I don't know until what point, you know, you can really see my screen. What's even nice is the interface itself. It's changing. It's various pictures depending on the instrument you're on. So it's even really, really nice to the eyes. Yeah, crazy price, Donald. Really a crazy price. And the sound is insane. The sound is really, if you need a vocal singer and maybe you don't want to spend €200 for the Hunger 4, you could spend $200. If I would need to spend $200, I would get this one. And I would get the Ethera Gold 2.5, where you have all the sound design, you have an incredible synth, and you have even the male voice of Daniele, which is this one. So you can combine them. But today we talk about Atlantis, and we are now in the romantic True Legato. This one could use a little more reverb. So we just go here from the large concert hall. We could go into, yeah, I saw this. Yeah, look at this. I think you see the list, how many presets there are, even, you know, within the effects rack. I mean, this is just Stefano. We had last week, we had Elements with over 500-600 patches. Meanwhile, he did even a new one, the cinematic guitars, just to load into Elements, and then you just have these huge lists. So the Space Hall. Exactly, Ron. For $200 you get the whole Ethera Gold series, and then you have the collection. Okay, this one is really long. We will do the pre-delay, a little off the pre-delay. Then the legato is more human, and then there comes the a little less size, a little more size. Now I'm happy with it. And you know what you can do, you can be so quick with something like this. For example, you take, like in my case, I mean, some of you know me by now, I'm quite boring, because normally I always go back to the exact same libraries for the simple fact I know them, I know how they sound, I know how to work with them, and this makes me quick. So in this case, the Lumina Sordinos. And we play in some chords. Just let me check one thing, because in this file there was, okay, that's fine. Just simple chords. Obviously, they're not good like this. So I just work a little bit now with the modulation and expression. And then you go on top with the romantic legato. Richard, nice to see you. Behave. I need to be serious today. Okay, let's do this. And that's it. I mean, this voice is so inspiring. And how many of those melodies, of these things you could nail out just like this, really just like this. If you don't like the orchestral sound of it, then okay, what's the problem? Delete it. Elements. You take Elements. You choose whatever patch from Elements. Okay, you like the sound? Ah, sorry, there's still the melody from before, which even we should delete it, maybe. Okay. Don't want to delete the whole file, because there are some interesting details that I would like to show you then from... Subline needs a single violin counterpoint. Oh yes, or a cello. Even the cello, but maybe that's me. I'm a big fan of cello or viola. I love even the viola. Okay, that's elements in this case, so it's not that orchestral. And we go back to the romantic legato, and we play something on top. I could delete those at least. Okay. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Stefano is a sorcerer. He captured angels in the library. He captured Clara Sorace. You, Fabio, check out the YouTube channel of Clara Sorace. You will love it. I guarantee. A bottle of Jack Daniels, okay, is on the table. If I'm right, it's mine. If not, I will give it to you. Amazing, fantastic, love the top line is and a lovely pad. Yeah, but the pad is from Elements. I mean, there was the stream last week of Elements. So yes, we are at the first and second instrument. So we had the true legato, and now we had the romantic true legato. And obviously that's not all. That's not all. There is a lot more. We come to it now. There are the sustains. There are the sustains, and even they are really, really cool. But you do have, you know, these phrases, and you can, with the red keys which is on top, go through the various phrases, so it's not too boring. And on the left side, on the yellow here, we do have sound design. We do have some drones, some pads. Ah no, sorry, it's not this one. There we do have only the pad. Sorry, it's the other one. Then, but there's even a percussion loop then. But even with this, I mean, now I really start to noodle. I will change the patch. I will change the patch again. I will change the patch. Donald, it's coffee. It's coffee. I promise, it's coffee. Wow, Chris from Implied Music is with us. Get up early, hang out. Well, that's nice. I'm happy. Thank you. Yeah, you know, I think you know Chris and his channel from our Christmas collab. If not, go on the channel of Implied Music. You can learn so much. Really cool. So yeah, that's the sustains. And this is what we do Saturday afternoon. We noodle on the keyboard. the mod wheel works with the sustains. Let's check it. Yes, you see what's happening with the mod wheel? You can dial in with the mod wheel these really fancy ornaments. I think I'll be picking this up. Can't beat the price. You can't beat the price of this one. You can't. Impossible. That's nice, huh? That's really, really cool. As I heard this, I was remembered of another library where we will have a live stream soon. The Sunset Strings from Realitone. I don't know if you know the Sunset Strings. Oh no, not another string library. You're right. Oh no, not another string library. This is not a string library. This is something magical with the sound of strings. You do have, all the patches that you know from string libraries, the pizzicato and the staccato and the sustain and all this stuff, but you have 2 layers, so you can... Let me switch this off. For example, I have now just the sul tasto, but as I dial up the mod wheel, I get these short crescendi repetitions in. I can dial them out. So this is a texture which is incredible, really awesome, but the magic happens with attack and release, because you have even the possibility to choose from a list of various attacks or releases how the strings should behave before we come to the main sound. And if we put a slow band on the attack, we get something like this. And then obviously on top of that, we place the voices that we had here. I think you can imagine what piece of music you could write with this. Key switch. I need 3 hands. If someone wants to volunteer to be my third hand here. Okay, we are only at the 3rd instrument, which are those sustains, and now it's getting really, really fancy, because if I remember well, the 4th instrument... No, the 4th is the phonemes builder, where you have a builder here with up to 16 steps. For each step you choose from a list of syllables like the Kyrie eleison or the Nama retusitu or these things, and then you choose how to switch from one to the other, or by a key. It's the C in this case. Sorry, where is it? It's the E actually. With the E you switch, then from one to the other. Or you can even do it with the length. You can say every time I play a 4th note or a quarter note or a 16th note, then go ahead and then... You see, every time I switch, I get another... So with this even you can really create the illusion that Clara is singing exactly what you wrote for her. It's useful it's a little bit complicated maybe to understand exactly the way Stefano programmed this. I didn't get too deep into this, but my favorite is instrument number 5. Wow, fantastic, many thanks, pretty cool effect, super cool, it sustains, indeed. Richard, imagine that in 5.1 on it. Yeah, exactly. Moving around in Logic in the 5.1 and not even here, but maybe, in a studio, with these huge monitors. I've been in a very nice studio in this area last weekend, and we had some sound checks and some demos, and it was amazing. They have the 5.1, and their tweeters have been that size, the tweeters. So wow, really wow, the day that I could live last Saturday morning. So we are now instrument number 5, the vocal phrases, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of vocal phrases. So let's just to start and hear the yellow keys. Do what I said before. I start on the yellow keys. I do have the drone. I do have a drum loop. Now the percussion, 3 of them together. So you see, there's a little bit of everything you need. And now there comes the crazy stuff. Obviously on the red keys I do have the vocal phrases now. And in my opinion, maybe it's me, but I'm a simple man, having all those phrases, you don't have to lose time maybe to create really your own. Use them. Why am I saying this? Maybe you notice one thing. As I press the keys, it's always the same note or the same chord. Yes, it's true. At the moment we are in C minor, and this was sampled at 90 BPM. And as you know, you can flex it a little bit. In the manual there's written maybe 10 more, 10 less to have it still realistic. You can synchronize it. You have here a sync button, and then you can say even what it should be synced on. If it should be synced on to your DAW, so to the host, or if it should be synced to itself, and then you choose what speed you need. But it wouldn't be Stefano if you wouldn't have the huge list here. You have C minor 90 BPM, C minor 120 BPM, you have C major 100 BPM, you have D minor, you have D major, you have E minor, you have E major, and so on and so forth. So you have a phrase for nearly every key you normally, I like writing in D, write on, but that's not all. There is even the toolkit where you get, let's go to the first one, 90 BPM. It's 4 colors, because in this toolkit you have the C minor, the D minor, the E minor, and the F minor already laid out on the keyboard in one patch. So in one instrument, so you don't need various tracks. By the way, this one is 65 megabytes, so it's even quite low on the RAM, on your system. So we start on the first one, which is in C minor. So I have the phrases here in C minor. As I get to the red keys, we go to D minor. And even here, at the moment, they are sustained. Okay, I have the button Legato. And it goes from 1 to the other, and you can set the offset of the first and the second one to bind them together as good as it gets. And now with this, obviously, if you have a toolkit like this, then you can do something really crazy. Let's make this quick. I will go here. I take a patch from Lumina. You know, Lumina is the library if we talk about fantasy and mystic stuff. So I have this patch here. I enjoy all the details he provides, especially the negative delay numbers. The negative delay numbers, they are incredible. Andrea Montana, ciao, mi sono appena collegato. Peccato, proprio perché mi sono perso la prima parte. I tuoi sono utili, infatti veramente molto bene. Andrea, grazie. Ci sarà sempre poi sul canale anche la prima parte di questo stream. Se te lo sei perso, nessun problema. And let's do this. Let's record something. I will start in where is the other patch, just to remember. I have C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor. Okay, so let's record something. Then we go a little bit even on this one with once we have the fundament laid out, we just need to go to our vocal phrases and then play in the phrase in the key that we had. So let's try. No, obviously I don't remember what I played here. I started on the D. Okay, then let's go there and take the phrases from the D, which are the red ones. And we end up on the C major and the C minor. That's the cool thing. That's the cool thing about a toolkit where you do have the phrases. I played it in now with 80 BPM. This one is on 90 BPM. It's synced to the DAW. You heard it, that was fine. And I just need to press the keys then of the key that I'm in to get the phrase. That's so really, really, really cool. What we could do, obviously, even because I tried this and it worked, because if we go from D minor to F major, we can nearly remain with the same vocal phrase. Let's just try this. Okay, maybe on the right track. I'm having a little problem here. Okay, let's put this down, and I don't see the chat anymore. So then we go to the phrases. We go to the phrases, and we do have the D minor on the red ones. There is no reverb on this one. That's really, really, really a wonderful library. I don't know how much time I will spend with this one to really learn it, because this for sure will be my go-to if I need these lines, especially in trailer music or something like this, or a little bit in underscoring. If you ever speak to Steph, can you say thanks for thinking of the end user? Absolutely. To be honest, he was meant to be in the chat this afternoon. I couldn't read him until now, so maybe he had something that happened at the very last moment. If not, you could have said it to him personally, but that's not a problem. I will tell him. And yeah, a great lab and a great guy, an absolutely great guy. He is so helpful. Really, whatever question he's just answering, even on a VI control, he is really active. He is really trying to help. And one thing, maybe whoever of you is on VI control, if he comes out a little harsh once in a while, writing me that I talk Italian, I can tell you that's not meant as it maybe reads in English. This is just how you would say in Italian. And then I don't know how he translates it, if he translates it, himself or by translator or something. So maybe some words, they come out a little harsh, but they're not. It's just the Italian language translated, maybe word by word. So no, he's a fantastic, nice guy, 100%. Let's do something positive, by the way. C major. Let's listen to those phrases in C major. Nice. So now I'm playing only with what I have in this instrument. I'm not using anything else. Is this cool? Take out the drums. On the purple keys there are even more sustains. A tune in F major with a string ostinato, just a simple pulse with the root and an octave. Think I have found the choral solution now. Yes. I'm some of you might have seen. If not, maybe it's worth checking it out. The first impression video that I did for this library. And I just wanted, as I always do, one song, the library in context. I couldn't. I think I ended up with 6 examples because it's just like, oh, that's cool. Let's try this with sunset strings. And well, that's nice. Let's try this with the lost piano, and let's try this with Lumina. And it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring. And it's not that I'm new to vocal libraries, because maybe it's the first time you put your hands on a vocal library. It's just like, oh wow. But no, yeah, I have some, and I worked already with some, and this one has a slightly different taste to it. Maybe it's really the huge variety of all the samples, of all the instruments, and there's a 6th instrument. And here you see that Stefano is a sound designer in his heart. He has the vocal phrases reversed. It's simple, it's not rocket science, and he didn't invent warm water, but it's cool. It's simply cool. This is D minor at 90 BPM, and I think 2 weeks ago during the live stream I presented Paravox from Bella di Media, and Paravox is one of those libraries, really inspiring, really haunting, a cool library. For these effects, if you have a horror cue, if you have something a little haunting, if you have a scene, with and then even this goes exactly in the same direction. And even the percussion is reversed. This makes it really haunting. Cool, isn't it? Pedal. And again, we're talking about TV. Take something like your whatever TV show. That's a complete scene. That's a complete scene. Wow. 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 Yeah. I think you really get the idea how much I like this new toy. Here I do have, as it's the logic file from my first impression, the phonemes builder. Let's listen only to this. And then underneath I have the lost piano, and listen, just it's two instruments. It's a piano and it's a voice. Listen to the result. That's so cool. And even I already cancelled it. The last bit here I had the one with the sunset strings, where I used phrases. I, 'cause, 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 ' Because here I played again with this toolkit here where I had the G minor and the A minor and the B minor. And then, you just play these chords. Obviously, the trick is maybe, you open chords, obviously, to leave the third out until you really need it. To don't have the root note in the left hand, but maybe, the third or the fifth of the chord. And then make as slow movements between the notes as possible, that the chords really seem to glide one into the other, but you don't hear the big jumps. And you hear the vocal phrases on top. Which even here, soft, there is not only one velocity layer, there is really the difference, but obviously talking about velocity, the huge difference is in the legato, in the true legato instruments, where you really get a different sample. Playing again a note soft. Okay, if it's muted, you won't hear it. And then playing the same note strong. That's the incredible thing about this library, that you really have the singer with you in the studio. As far as a sample library can go. So, yeah, I hope I really could show you Ethera Gold Atlantis a little more in detail now during the stream. If you make a video, you can't make a video that long, and you don't have the possibility in the chat, to react to you and to read and to answer and all this. It's really a nice library, and the intro price is a steal. It's really a steal. For, I don't remember exactly, $45, $50, you get all those 6 instruments within this one library. And as I said before, if you go for the Ethera Gold 2.5, then there's even the sound design and all these things. Wow, Wes, hi. Schön, dass du da bist. Ja, ist leider fast vorbei. So I really, if you have Contact, the full version, then it's definitely worth it, definitely, because you will have so much fun playing with it. So we get to the key switches here, and then where's the soft A? I start on the soft A, then I go to the A to end on a U. Breathing. The U. And even here, there is not the mega church, the black hole, or what other reverb on it. Listen how this sounds. And then obviously I put a hell of an amount of reverb on it. Large hall B. Yeah. Yes, then it sounds better, but it doesn't need it. It doesn't need that amount of reverb. That's it. I switch it off, the reverb, completely switched off. That's haunting nearly. That's haunting. That sounds so, just next to you. reverb back on. Let's do something with this. Let's do something with this. Do we have here? Nothing. We take again elements, because I really like elements. Maybe we just take another sound. We are in the dreamscapes. What should I choose? Cello moving texture. Going in the right direction, going absolutely in the right direction. Cello moving texture 3. Let's see if I find another one, because there was an air pad. There have been. Yeah. I like this one. Okay, let's do this. I just need to check when the tempo goes up again in my track. Okay, no, we're fine. This by itself is wonderful. Elements is another library that you really should check out. Okay, where are we? We are here, and I would like to start on the U, and then to go to the A U. Okay. Okay, and now you tell me, how is this? Two tracks. I have a pad and a voice. Okay, the only thing that it didn't obviously, stupid me, you need the key switch. You have to play the key switch for the U at the beginning, so that we start on the U and then we go to the A. Key switch. Percussion gets in, the violas get in, the cello get in, and you have a nice track done. Ethera Gold Atlantis. I'm happy with it, I like it, and I hope this stream could show it even more in detail than the video that I already published on my channel this morning about it, my first impression. And I think that's it from my side for today. I don't know if I can make it next Saturday, so maybe next Saturday there won't be any noodling around, but latest in 2 weeks we will see again, and probably it will be Sunset Strings from Realitone. Oh no, another string library. No, it's not another string library. It's complete different soup, but we will talk about it. It was a pleasure all of you that have been in the chat with me all the time. Thanks so much for your support, and have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I will go outside now, plowing a little bit of snow and then playing with the kids and building a snowman and whatever. See you very soon in the next video then, or in the next stream. Bye bye.